Okay, ready?
Ready. Oh, here.
We have to get Lori's label, her name on our cup. This
No,
is
don't say that.
Lorilei.
Didn't say it.
Okay. Greetings and welcome to today's video. I'm Dave and the channel is Harley's Diners Rides. And this is day 6 of Lori's It's All About Country, right? And we're having a great time, aren't we?
We are.
So I'm going to let Lori tell you what we did today, because we had a great day, didn't we?
We did. We
Right?
did.
Come on.
Cheers.
And we're both
Chin chin.
enjoying a nice, cool, refreshing drink here at Big Creek RV Water Park. It is a nice little campground, isn't it?
It is.
Okay, so what's new for today?
Well, first of all, you should tell them a little bit about the campground because it got closed. There was about 4 years ago a major storm that went through and wrecked everything. And they only reopened last year. So it's one of those sort of hidden gems where it was kind of off the radar for a while. They have some nice pull-throughs, lots of trees, beautiful lake, decent...
There were people out kayaking this morning.
Yeah, well, and decent accommodations, right? But again, a little bit more of like a Algonquin Park kind of feel, right?
Yeah, it's an older park.
It's older, but it's lovely.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's only about 17 minutes from Laurel, Mississippi, and that's where we were today. Home of Hometown. So
Ben and Erin Napier from Hometown, from Home and Garden Television, right? We're big fans of theirs.
Huge fans.
You know, watching their series of renovating homes and things like that. Yeah, and?
So we started out today. So we booked a tour. Do you remember the gentleman's name? Bill. And so what he does is he has a big pink golf cart that holds 9 to 10 people, and he does tours all in the downtown. So that's how we started yesterday, and we booked this golf cart tour. It's only $25 US, which is like really inexpensive. And he basically takes you up and down all the streets of the downtown area, and we were able to see so much. Watch for the Facebook postings, because what we were able to see were houses right from season 1 all through to things that have just been unveiled as of last week. He showed us houses that unveiled last week and 2 weeks ago. And we also got to see 2 houses that are being renovated right now
for next season.
Next year's season. Yeah. So that was really cool, and we briefly got to meet one of the contractors. And then so you know, we went downtown. It was very quiet. Things are quiet. They open up around 9 and everything kind of shuts down at 5. So they're very family oriented here. And we went to the Scent Library, which is Erin and her best friend's sort of passion. And we
candles.
It's
lots of candles. Soaps.
It's scent. So there's some perfumes. There's a lot of candles, but we got some really unique smells.
Got a couple of books
for my sister. Oh. Yeah, I wasn't even there yet.
Yeah. Okay, I'm
so
sorry.
Then she also has her 2 daughters, and she named one of the scents off, and one of her daughters' name is May, just like my mom, so M-A-E. So I hope my sisters don't see this yet, and my daughter Lindsay, but I bought them each a May scent in a candle to give to them as a sort of a reminder of our mom. Mm-hmm. And then, yeah, so she had her books there, so 2 books that I got, and a few very funny magnets. I thought that were really cute. And then off we went to then.
Very heavy bag I had to carry back to the truck. I could not have walked around the town with that.
Poor baby.
One arm would have been longer than the other.
Baby.
Right. Okay.
Then we went to the Mercantile, which is sort of one of the flagship stores. Now in there, Ben and Aaron have gotten into because Aaron's an artist, and they've gotten into designing some of their own wallpaper. So there was all these wallpaper designs. They had all respect for local pottery, and they had all these dishes and different dishes. Then also artists who've been in the show that they've honored in the show. So there was a wall of Aaron's art, and there was also a wall of a gentleman that was featured in the show. Now the name is escaping me right now. It's Ness.
Yes.
Anyways, on Facebook, I have pictures. I'll post that. It was phenomenal, and kind of what struck me there a little bit was cardinals. So very interesting to see the cardinals. And then also there, though, again, magnets.
Both of our mums who are now passed on, both of them loved cardinals,
Yep.
right? So that's why we talk about it.
We do, and Lucy and Lindsay and my sister Tissy, they always seem to find these cardinals too. So it's really interesting, right? So, with a lot of loss in the families, it's always interesting, and what calls to you, right, in terms of the cardinals. Now, then we went into so that was there, and he had a nice old truck. And then Erin, what she did with another artist is they're taking old roofs, right? And with the old roofs, they are crafting these really unique and different earrings, which were phenomenal. And then from there, we went to Pearls. So Pearls is
Pearl's Diner.
Pearl's Diner, which again featured on the show, kind of the place to go. She's only open from 11 to 3, so we each had meatloaf, and then Dave got these like super hot pickles. Now I didn't put this on Facebook, but Dave like walked out with the hot pickles.
I honestly thought that Lori had bought these hot peppers, and she brought them to the table and said, "Here, try these," right? And I said, "Oh wow, my buddy Fred would really like to try these too," right? I thought she had bought them, so at the end of the meal, I just picked it up off the table, said goodbye to the servers, and out I walk. And not 20 paces from the store, Lori says, "Why did you steal those peppers?" And I said, "I didn't. I thought you bought them." And she said, "No." I says, "Well, I can't take them back now. They're not going to take them back, seeing that I've walked out the store. So we might as well just keep walking," which we did.
Which you did, yes. So, but again, the food was really great. So it was like, but anyways, I saw her back in the kitchen, so I took a little snapshot of her, but through the kitchen, and it's a family-run business. It's all home-cooked Southern food, right? But the lima beans were amazing, and my mom always made meatloaf with lima beans, right? But they put like garlic and butter. Theirs were soaking in garlic and butter, and then Dave had black-eyed peas. And we had meatloaf. So that was a lot of fun to go to Pearls. Then we met up at the, we went to the Scotsman, which is Ben's sort of flagship store. And we saw his shop. Now, they weren't filming at the time, so we got to look and peer into his shop. Dave got a nice Father's Day gift of a huge board, which I'm sure he'll show you, cutting board and serving board with the Scotsman symbol. We also got some of Ben's coffee. We also, because Ben's into coffee, well, if you watch the shows, he's into coffee, and also into his soda pops. So they had a whole room, full of all these old-fashioned soda pops. So I had a cherry cola, like a very handcrafted, really, and vintage sort of cherry cola. It was really interesting. And so they have a whole room of that, and then all of his wood products. Dave got a shirt, and we got some mugs as well. And then they said, "Oh, listen, good news today, because Ben was going to be actually doing some filming this afternoon." So he was filming for 2 shows. So he came in the back. Now, regrettably, we can't take pictures of Ben, but he came in sort of into his workshop, which is a great big, you can see into it, and you can see him the whole time.
I've taken some pictures of that. You'll see them in the video.
Right, but just without him in it, right? Yeah. So they actually were filming today. So he was there from 1, like we left at 5. He was still there filming. And what they did is they had a family who was making something special like he does, and the family members of the people were there, you know, as part of the filming. And then they kind of stopped that around 3:30 and started the second round of filming. So because I think they were a little behind today, they said sometimes Ben comes out and says hi and meets with everybody. Regrettably, I think he had to do too much today in the filming. But he did come up front, wave to us, smile. It was really nice to see him, and it was really nice. And the gentleman, Mike, who works in the store, he told us the story, you know, how Josh, being the CEO, how from a customer services perspective, you know, he helped out when he first came to town post-COVID, and then now he's worked at the Scotsman store for the last 4 years because of his, you know, customer service skills. He was phenomenal host, so he was talking to us, telling all about these things. The creme de la creme, of course, was the tour. No, the tour. Oh. The tour.
I thought I was a
So the tour was amazing. So we saw, this gentleman was a professor.
Bill. He was a retired principal.
Or principal, excuse me. He was a retired principal. And then he made a joke about how he was a, what do they call it in the U.S.? Kindergarten. He was a kindergarten dropout. He actually showed us in one of the houses that's up for next year, right, how in the far back corner of this house is this little thing, which
shack.
used to be the kindergarten classroom. And he made a joke saying, listen, I went one day and said, forget this, right? And so he said, I always make a joke that I'm a kindergarten dropout. And he was phenomenal, such a gentleman. And he talked to us all about Hellfighters. Was that what it was called?
Yes.
Which was a drug rehabilitation program, and, you know, for 1 year, and how that was really great in the community. How, you know, the housing is all being bought up, and he showed us all the houses and the seasons. He even showed us some of the history. So the history of the brick, you know, and you know, First Street, Second Street, Third Street was based on your occupation, and how that was all set up, and how based on your occupation you built your house on that street, right? So if you were a landowner, you were on a certain street. If you were in the lumber mill, you could build your house on a certain street. So it was, I don't know if it was like a class concept or whatever, but it was really interesting. But the downtown was amazing, and you could see the evolution of the houses. And so there was over 40 houses, I think, or
30,
more.
Yeah, 35. They advertised 35 to 40 houses, you know, to go through and see.
So he showed us all that, which was really interesting. And then he also showed us, like,
about
the
an
history.
hour tour. Yeah.
The history also, though, like the so Laurel Brick.
Laurel, yeah. So they were famous for their white harvesting of white pine.
Yes,
right.
That was
they have
a
the
major.
largest. They're the largest producer of white pine in North America, if not the world. And also they were into making bricks. So Laurel foundry, right, for bricks and that. Right.
Hey. So friendly neighbors walking by here, or driving by. Yeah. But anyways, it was amazing. Seeing Ben was amazing. Seeing Pearl was awesome. All the people at the stores were so friendly. Oh, the rusty, what was it?
Oh, the rusty chandelier.
The rusty chandelier. Now here, we have most things in our house already, right? So, but what it is, it's all these, it's very famous, and it's a lot of antiquing,
It's all
right?
secondhand stuff.
But yeah, it's all antiquing, and it's set up in little sections, right? Really, really cool. There was some really old plates, vintage, out of stock plates that you could get. Furniture. We saw an old record player, right? And really old record player, and
entertainment set,
radio
furniture
with the speaker built in, and, you know, roll top desks, you know, really like pink dressers, like, you know, really, I would say, unique items. So it was so that was an interesting store. And then at the very end, we looked at each other and went, okay, We were thinking of going to the Loft for dinner, which is highly recommended, but we were tired, so we came back. But we did stop in at the Smokehouse, which is in the top 10 as well. We got one plate of ribs, and
we went through the drive-through.
We had to drive through.
We went through the drive-through.
We're gonna have that later for dinner, but and we'll share that. But
not sharing the food.
Yes, we are.
No, not sharing.
You're gonna eat all the food?
Well, you and I are. We're not sharing it with them.
Oh, obviously.
Right.
You have to share.
Well, you have to be careful when you say we're going to share the food.
More neighbors coming in. Apologies for looking away.
Yeah.
More people arriving. So actually, it's coming up to the weekend. It's a Thursday, right? So it makes sense that more people are arriving now for the weekend. And we also learned kids are out of school in June here. So they've been out of school for a week. So this is where people start to go away, is June, July, because they go back to school in August. Anyways, I didn't know what to expect, but Zeus, like we saw so many houses and so many episodes. It makes you want to go back and rewatch them all. But everyone in this community is so genuine, so friendly, and even the gentleman who took us on the tour, everybody came up to him and waved, and people waved to us. It's like you're all neighbors. And there's one really funny house of a guy who wasn't on Hometown, but he grew up he wanted to find like a family-based place to have children and raise his family. He came from a farm, and his house has
statues of horses, of cows, of characters from the the Ponderosa
Bonanza. Yeah. And Barney Fife and from the Andy Griffith Show too. So he's a big fan of the Andy Griffiths. He's a big fan. So again, I'll throw that out on Facebook too. But it's a very interesting house. But all in all, it was such a great community, such great people, so friendly. I'm very thankful for Dave for suggesting this as part of the tour. It was literally amazing. And although we didn't in person get to meet Ben and Aaron, seeing Ben and just feeling part of this community was amazing. Very welcoming and great time.
Well, there we are. There we have it. So 6 days are now officially in the book. Tomorrow morning, we're getting up. We got about a 4.5-hour drive. We're heading to Memphis. We're going to be staying at the Graceland RV Park, and we'll be coming back to you after our trip to Memphis, and we'll update you there. But thanks again for tuning in, right?
And we're off to see Elvis.
Elvis has not left the building. He's still around.
Cheers.
So anyway, thanks for dropping by. And as I always say, ride safe, be safe, and we'll see you soon. For Harley's Diners Rides, I'm Dave.
And I'm Lorilei.
And we'll see you soon. Take care.
Take care.